Pedro, tell us a little bit about the years after you were president of OTS. I know you've done many things here in Costa Rica in terms of other projects, administration. I think part of your experience with OTS allowed you to...
Well, that's right. The OTS experience gives you a real feel for, even if it's a simplified version, for what happens out there in the rainforest. Well, I mean, many things have happened since I was on the board. I'm still in the Board of Visitors. But in the meantime, I've been involved with environmental challenges, such as the one that President Arias posed, which was called Peace with Nature, where the idea came up that Costa Rica could be carbon neutral in 2021, meaning that we could be energetically autonomous. It's called energy sovereignty, if you wish. So I was involved with that for 3 years, and it was very challenging. It was a very different world. We managed there were many goals that we did not reach, but there were a few that we did, including the creation of a fund called Costa Rica por siempre, Costa Rica forever, and also this idea that we can be carbon neutral. When people understand carbon neutrality for Costa Rica, it's not an issue of the fact that if we start producing CO2 emissions, we're going to save the world. That's not the case at all. We're aware of the fact that we don't count much in this game. It's a matter of being energetically self-sustainable. In other words, the day that Costa Rica stops importing petroleum, which we used to run basically for transport, the day that we manage to run on clean energy, and the issue is we can do it. The numbers add up to where if we use all sorts of clean energy, hydro and wind and solar and whatever, all the choices we have, we should be able to stop importing oil or oil derivatives. This would make us humongously competitive. Think of a country that wouldn't have to depend on oil for its business, for its production, and so that's the dream. That's the idea now. It's not an act of of demonstrating how green we are. It's an act of survival. It's a way of developing. We don't have too many choices. What are the choices? We don't. I mean, exploring our own oil resources possibly, which we probably don't have. I mean, so we see this whole process of carbon neutrality as a strategy for development. And it means becoming energetically autonomous. Is it possible? To me, it is, totally. But it'll take a strong political will to do it, because we have to stop using oil and commit ourselves to other sources of energy, and commit ourselves to clean public transport, to electric cars, to that sort of thing. Is it possible in 10 years? To me, it is. Many people think it's impossible. Oil, we depend 50 years on oil. Of course, if we don't do anything about it, we will continue to depend on oil. But there's ways to start taking strong measures towards becoming energy independent. And I think that should be a major goal of this country, because it would give us so much autonomy, so much competitiveness. Imagine the U.S. or any major country being energy autonomous, forever. It's hard to imagine. I agree, and oil is become such a major source of everything for us, including food. I mean, we use oil to produce corn, which we use to feed cattle. So it's a huge challenge, but I think Costa Rica is the place where if we can do it, others can do it. If we can't do it, I don't know who can.